The 2017 movie Jungle, starring Daniel Radcliffe, is streaming on Amazon Prime, and it's one of those movies where you're really interested because, like so many people, I am fascinated by the jungle, by the Amazon, by those unknown parts. There's so much of the world that we've seen, but there's so much that we haven't. And I always wonder what's in there. What lies in those jungle waters? What lies deep in the jungle that we've never been to? And it could be animals, it could be answers to our history and all those things. So this movie definitely sparked my interest. And it follows a group of friends that go out and, instead of doing the typical tourist thing, they follow a guide into the jungle to go to a special location, not going to give anything away. And they're basically just kind of walking around the jungle, trying to get out before the rain season begins, until things go wrong. Injuries, they get a little lost, and then ultimately they get separated. Now, we've seen this movie before. We've heard true stories about this style of film and basically the plot. We've seen it. This, however, just didn't work for me. I think Daniel Radcliffe was really trying to shed the Harry Potter image by taking this role. And honestly, a lot of actors in major franchises try to do that. Some of them succeed, some of them fail. I think Daniel Radcliffe, quite frankly, will always be known as Harry Potter, but he has so many other good movies and other good appearances that he's done that we can look beyond that. That being said, this might have been a movie he should have passed on. And the reason I say that is, it's predictable, it's been done before, and it's just ridiculous. The idea that these guys are going to get some logs together, tie them up, go float down the river, and assume that everything's going to be okay with a backpack doesn't make sense. They're literally walking around in non-hiking boots, just walking boots, thinking, hey, we're just going to try, kind of chart around the river and walk over here, and we're not going to worry about these giant fire ants or snakes or just getting lost or poisonous plants or anything like that. Everything's going to be okay. You know what, this looks like a good spot to sleep, let me sleep on the ground. It's ridiculous. It's so bad that the whole time, every decision that they're making, you're like, really? And I think the worst one for me is when they assume that the river's going to stay in one direction and there's not going to be any rapids. Of course there is. They get separated, and then he survives in the jungle by himself, barely eating, being delusional, waiting for his friend. It's really not a good movie. It turns on you. The first half seems very interesting, and by the end, I just shook my head. So although I like Daniel